Hello everyone, my name is Laura and welcome back to my journey to become plastic free. I hope that most of you have chosen to join me on my journey because today I am going to try to convince you of why you should never ever use the plastic water bottle. Now the reason that I'm going backwards to talk about plastic water bottles is because as I'm making this channel and connecting with you guys, I'm realizing that you all still have cases and cases of plastic water bottles. So not only are there all those plastic bottles, but then there's that plastic wrap that holds those plastic bottles together. And there's a whole scam behind it. So today, I'm not just gonna share with you some really good plastic-free solutions, but I'm gonna share with you the truth behind the plastic water bottle. In the US alone, we throw away 1,500 water bottles every second of every day. That adds up to be 50 billion water bottles per year. And it takes 17 million barrels of oil to make these water bottles each year. And this is just the US. I believe the numbers are 50 million barrels of oil globally to make these water bottles. Now, for those of you that don't know, there's about 42 gallons of oil per barrel. If you look at the quarter line mark and filled it with oil, that's how much it takes just to make this one bottle. 80% of those 50 billion water bottles actually end up in landfills. And then a majority of that end up in the oceans. If that didn't convince you, I just want to mention that most bottled water is actually tap anyway. The soda companies that own most of these water companies actually came up with I have to give them credit, a pretty genius marketing scheme, where years ago, when people realized soda was bad for them, kind of slowed down with their soda sales. So they were like, how can we get people to spend money on water? So they came up with this whole concept and took advantage of the few areas where you really couldn't drink your tap water and convinced everybody that their tap water was bad. So now you're spending 1,000 to 2,000 times more money each year to drink bottled water that's actually just tap. It takes thousands of years for these bottles to break down, and when they do, they break down into tiny little pieces that we call microplastics. These microplastics are now in our water. We eat these microplastics as it's also in our food, and now we're breathing it. So plastics will never, ever, ever biodegrade. They will just break down into tiny pieces that we can't see. So it still has a huge impact on us and the environment. But also, if these water bottles hit the sun for like 15 seconds, it'll start releasing a toxin into your beverage, and that toxin is linked to cancer. It's linked to hormone issues. It's linked to reproductive problems, infertility. I mean, the list goes on. It's just not good. So why are we drinking bottled water that's supposed to be better than tap in a container that is more harmful than the things you would find in your tap? So one of the solutions that I found that's plastic free for the most part is investing in something like a Berkey filter. Berkey filters filter out 99% of all toxins. So it's not just your chlorine and your fluoride and your harmful bacteria. It's also your herbicides, your pesticides, any pharmaceuticals that may have been flushed and reached the water system. And most importantly for me is the microplastics. I don't want to drink microplastics, but I also use things like these hydro flasks and these S'well bottles as they ship their water bottles plastic free, and they're made of metal. There are other options out there, the Wasteless Shop and Earth Hero, they sell 100% plastic free water bottles that are great. So I'd love to hear from you guys. If you want to share about your favorite plastic free reusable water bottle, that's awesome. Put it in the comments below. But I do want to mention, if you do have a plastic reusable water bottle and it's still good to use, do not just throw it away, because that's part of the problem. I hope that you all make the switch and think before you drink.